People.
City and Station Way.
We're missing a few people.
That's all the news this morning, Tom Michael, and she mentioned not being here. We talked, it's really not too bad.
Like once a month or something.
Maybe they'll come strolling in shortly.
First part of the year, this year.
Is that the news this morning?
Yeah.
This year.
I'm gonna give her this one right here, cause this one coldest.
You're late coming, you get what's left over.
Yeah, when you're late, you get the scraps, don't you? I saw you on the chamber notification where you cut the ribbon down at the insurance place.
Insurance place, yeah. I try to go to as many ribbon cuttings as I can inside the city. And for that day, it's like Terry takes that picture every time, you know, from chamber. She said, Larry, how about hold this door right here? I said, okay. I didn't need to be on the front row.
Oh,
said,
you know you like all this celebrity.
She said, come up here and hold this ribbon.
TV star and...
Yeah.
Call the meeting to order. I'd like the record reflect all council members present, Ms. Mountain and Ms. Dixon. Item number 1 on our agenda is oath of interim municipal court judge. So I'll turn it over to Judge Benton and David and go from there.
I want to thank you for the opportunity to swear David in. David and I have been friends for a long, long time. And I know David well. I know he'll do a great job for y'all as a municipal court judge. He's a man of integrity. And it's my honor and privilege to give him the oath of office. David, if you'd raise your right hand. After I read the oath to you, if you agree with it, say I will. I, David Dickinson, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Georgia and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Monroe. I will truly, honestly, and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Judge of the Municipal Court of Monroe to the best of my ability without fear, favor, or partiality, so help me God. I will. We have 4 originals. We'll file them with the clerk, of course.
Okay. Thank you, and we're glad to have you here.
And if I could, Mr. Mayor, I just want to say thank you to you and to the council for this opportunity. I love this city, and I look forward to serving as your judge and working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now we'll move into our department report, starting with code.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the main report covering the period of March 1 through March 31 this year. Just some of the highlights briefly. There were a total of 30 permits in that month. We had 13 new businesses coming to town, and we had 9 businesses that closed. As far as major projects go, at that time we still had the medical office building, which is has been CO'd and occupied at this point, and the Dollar General. And just wanted to mention one that's not on there is the Greystone Church that's remodeling up there at the old Maxi Price location. We continue to mail out past due notices for business licenses and posting those payments and issuing permits for building and electrical, plumbing, HVAC. And we reviewed and consulted on several potential projects, including the Baker project, Taco Bell, and Popeyes. The city marshal removed 36 signs from the roadway, wrote 51 repair cleanup orders, and investigated floor tampering and theft cases and issued 4 citations. If you have any questions about the balance of the report, I'll be glad to try and answer them.
Any questions for Patrick? Okay, thank you. Sir. Electric and telecom.
Yes, Mayor. Total MEAG bill for this month, or last month, was $970,000, 74% of which was fixed cost. Our top user, again, was in the 1 gig range, but if you'll notice, our users above the 350 gig have gone down about half. We've been pushing on that, trying to get that down, and our actions seem to be working. Got a big usage of 1.6 gig. We started design of a DOCSIS 3 project, which will help throughput to the customers. It'll be the 2015 project. We finished the 2014. We are looking at and starting to design the movement of some channels around. We are required by contract, especially with some of the broadcasters, to add more channels, some more channels, and we shall have the room for them. So what our plan to do is to stick them into our open QAM channels like our HDs. We can fit 12 channels inside of 1 channel width bandwidth. That'll allow us to add some of these channels that we're contractually required. I'll keep y'all updated on that as that moves forward. We have been notified by our company that maintains the insurance on our fuel tanks at the warehouse. We have a gas tank and a diesel tank at 420 North Broad Street site. We stopped using them for many reasons, mainly because they were flaking off rust and whatnot that was causing us filter issues and things like that. But also going to the state card has made it a lot easier up for us to administer our fuel and help us keep up with it. Well, we've been informed by them they've got to be removed. We're meeting with the guy next week, and next month I'll come to y'all with a plan for the removal of those tanks. South Broad T update. We will be finished setting the lights by mid next week. Everything's looking good. The project's looking great. We did make a decision that the trees will be here, I think Jeremiah said, in a few weeks. And we'll be wrapping this project up, and with the exception of the little short piece across Boulevard. That'll probably take a little bit longer. We are connecting to the 56 Marietta Street internet tie, which will allow us to, one option to keep the problems that happened Saturday from happening again. We're also looking at other options of getting access to 55 Marietta Street, and that would be another way, give us a little more backup. And then one other thing is we would probably try to get some internet delivered here so that one switch is not a single point of failure. One thing that happened after I made my report is one of my staff, Dennis Cooper, has passed the certified arborist test. So now we have a certified arborist on staff, which is a good thing when we're having to manage some of these street trees that we're having problems with. So I was really excited about that, and I'll take any questions you may have.
Are the trees on the South Broad going to be irrigated?
Yes.
The new trees?
Jeremiah and I talked about, they're not going to be irrigated. We're going to use what are called tree gators.
Gator bags.
The little green bags. And we'll set up a schedule to keep them watered this summer. And it's not a great time to be planting trees, but it's the end of the project, so we've got to get them planted. Any more questions? Thank you.
Finance.
Thank you, Mayor. The loss was consistent the last 2 months at $132,000. We just received April's distribution, and it's at $135,000. We're preparing for the property tax sale set for June the 2nd. Advertisement will come out this week. We started with 20 properties, and several people have already paid or made a partial payment, which has it down to 17. Moving to the financials, general fund revenue is consistent compared to last year at this time. It's sitting at about 19%. The expenses, the department should be right around 25% or less, and most are right there. The utilities, the expenses also are right at that 25% mark, so everyone's doing well there. And solid waste is also at that 25% mark, and his revenue's right at the 25% mark as well. And I'll take any questions.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. Move to solid waste.
Thank you, Mayor. All our numbers are up in March. I just want to highlight a couple of them. Transfer station tonnage had a significant increase. We had a 1,000-ton increase in March. And we picked up a little over 5 extra tons of scrap tires. Actually picked up 399 tires. And we replaced 100 garbage carts. We got quite a few of them that's damaged. We're trying to pretty much get them up to safe condition, put it that way. That's pretty much it. I'll take any questions you might have.
Any questions for Dan? Okay. Raise of transportation.
Thank you, Mayor. Our admin division has rented out the community building 7 times for the month of March. Our fleet maintenance division repaired or serviced 142 units. The grounds division picked up a little over half a ton of waste off various streets to the city. Our street division has performed street repairs on 6 streets. We have completed a little over half a mile of ditch lines and patched 11 utility cuts. Our sign and marking division has completed 20 work orders, and our building and maintenance division has completed 57 work orders. And we're currently having a sidewalk rehab project being done by the Georgia Safe Sidewalks over on Church Street.
What part of Church Street is that, Chris?
I'm not really sure. I have to check with Jeremiah on that. I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
Okay, thank you. Water, sewer, and gas, and stormwater.
Thank you, Mayor. As far as water treatment goes, you notice March numbers were a lot higher than March of last year. A lot of that's due to water leaks and also the hydrant flushing that the fire department was doing at the time. Distribution numbers are in line with previous months last year. You'll notice we continue our on a wastewater treatment. We're still down in the 42 million for the month of March compared to 60 million last year. So we continue to make those improvements on our wastewater system and tighten things up there. So we've seen a big decrease in flow. Wastewater collection, everything's normal there. Numbers are matching up pretty well with the past. Natural gas, you notice we sold 58,000 MCFs of gas. That was up from January and February. So that was a good month. Stormwater numbers are the same. Utility Training Academy, we held 13 classes with 24 attended. And then just to give you some up-to-date stuff, we also attended, our instructor attended the Southern Gas Association in Charlotte. He was one of the speaker for 2 days for leak investigation. 2013 CDBG, all the 18-inch trunk main has been rehabbed. Our pipe part complete. They've got one section of open trench to do, and then they started it last week. And then they'll start the 8-inch on Wilkins and Cherokee, the side streets. Water meter projects continue. They're currently working on the commercial routes. And then we began the Highway 78 water main extension from Eudecia to Jim Dall today. Any more questions we want to have to answer?
Any questions for Ryan? Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks.
Fire department.
After an IT lesson, it's good to be with y'all. Fire department received 244 phone calls this in March. We had total 194 calls, conducted 335 hours of training. We give out 10 smoke alarms, give away 10 smoke alarms in the program we do to advance fire awareness and prevention. Pretty much that was the month of March. April was a much better month for us when we get to there. Pending your questions.
Okay, move on to the police.
Police department had 4,198 calls for service, 1,400 calls to the PD. Had 290 court cases, conducted 242 hours of training, arrested 106 adults and 7 juveniles. You see the community events that we had. Pending your questions.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
That ends our department report. We'll move into committee information. Finance have anything?
We don't, Mayor.
The airport have anything?
This is just for information purposes only. Mr. Fossil will come up and give details on what we've been discussing in our airport committee. We are really progressing on the airport.
Mayor, Council, the Airport Commission is proud to report that we're making progress on all current projects. The crew cars are now listed on all major aviation databases. They've been used 7 times as recently as May 1st. We expect the usage to slowly increase as airport operations grow. Fuel, the Jet A truck has been repaired and will be put into service as soon as the services contract between the city and Daredevil Aviation is finalized, and we look forward to that going online shortly. The fuel farm construction for the 100 low lead plant is moving forward, and we expect completion by the 1st of June, somewhere in that first week or 2. Approaches, as you all know, an airport's not really good for low or bad weather unless we have good approaches. Our engineer, Mr. Mark Counts, is working diligently on our obstacle survey with the FAA. We are down to less than a dozen obstructions that need to be remediated. That started with a list of over 60, so significant progress on that to date. We've also made application for a new GPS approach to runway 21. It'll be a really great thing for the businesses trying to come in here. There's one other thing or 2 other things I'd actually like to talk with you about. The ESP event is coming up on May 30. That event at Delta 73 is a fundraising event. It's titled Take a Leap with ESP. It is for extra special people. These are people of special need. It's headed up by the Dooley family. It's been done out at Monroe Airport for the past 3 years. It's a day where people can come out and enjoy the fundraising efforts of ESP while seeing skydivers and gliders and taking airplane rides, and there'll be food and drink there. So it's a great way to show off the airport. Which brings me, one other point. It raised $42,000 last year, so it's a real economic impact to that program. And that money is raised to send special needs children to camp. So it's a very positive program. The second thing I wanted to point out to you is in Walton Living. I've delivered to each of you a copy of that. It came out today. It has a really glowing article on the airport and our desire to make that the economic development engine for the city of Monroe. That's all the reports from the commission. I'll be happy to take your questions.
Mr. Russell, would you what's the date again for this ESP program?
That is May 30. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Anything further?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's all we have, Mr. Mayor.
Public Works. Utilities.
We don't have anything, Mayor.
Public Safety.
Don't have anything, Mayor.
Economic Development.
Ms. Crossett?
Thank you. Good evening. We have a lot going on too, which is great news for the city. We have one concert under our belt, and the community was really amazing coming together and dealing with the location adjustment in order to protect our investment and the county's investment in reestablishing the courthouse lawn. Utilities, they were amazing in getting power set up down the street, and everyone was really positive, recognizing it's a temporary move. We'll be back in the normal setting eventually by the end of the summer. But the concert went really well. Brought a lot of first-time visitors to Monroe. We got incredible feedback from people from surrounding counties. One family even told us that they're looking to move here for the schools. So that's a great thing to hear, and just a result of concentrated effort over time of trying to make sure the good message of Monroe is getting out there. So we're pleased that one concert's down. We're preparing for our farmers market. The vendor dinner is actually happening right now with our vendors. We have some changes to enhance the market this year. We'll be allowing more craft vendors on the first Saturdays of each month. We're meeting every Saturday. We have a rain location this year, just trying to build consistency. We'll be doing the YAP program again, which is the Young Ag Apprentice. We partner with the Future Farmers of America clubs and the local high schools, and some students become interns with farmers and work our farmers market. So we're excited about the farmers market this year. We think it'll continue to grow and be even better than last year.
Where's the rain location?
It's going to be at the livery stable, the old historic building where Sanders used to store furniture. The one part that stays dry, that's going to become a rain location.
Okay.
So you'll get to it from, I guess that's Lumpkin. Lumpkin. Lumpkin back there. And that'll help with consistency for our farmers too. We're also rolling out some text alerts and a farm fan app that will kind of create customer connection to the market. So we're excited. We're trying new things. We won a $1,000 grant for the market to actually do that new texting program. So we're excited to, it's a little grant from Ag South. So every little bit helps, and that helps grow our market piece by piece. The April Antiques Fair that we did, partnering with the Chamber, we're considering it a success for the first year. Numbers were low, and we had a lot of rain to deal with. The good news is that it drove visitors to our markets here in Monroe. So all of our local markets gave us great reports with the traffic they had that weekend. So that was a win for us. We're very pleased, and we look forward to growing that event in the future. The redevelopment grant for the Livery Stable project is still in application. We're still in process, hoping to have that application in June for that project. And we're still also waiting to hear for a downtown development revolving loan fund for 101 North Broad Street. That's the Rents building. They're renovating the basement. Had to get out there and look at some drainage issues just this week with stormwater behind the building, but they're going to improve the entryway to that alley to make it more pedestrian friendly, and we'll have a new commercial space in that basement that we can market in downtown. And I'm getting multiple calls during the week. I had 3 this week of people just wanting to know information on spaces in downtown. So this summer our plan is to do an extensive property inventory so that we'll be able to really market what we have and be aware and connected to the owners and tenants so we can continue to get those empties filled. Any questions? Thank you very much.
All right. That ends our committee information. We have 2 items of discussion. One of them just really for information, we don't need to take any action. Our July meeting schedule is going to change. Our regular meeting and our work session will be on July the 7th. July the 14th, there will be no meeting. Item number 2 is a discussion and approval of the Baker Street Complex sewer easement. Patrick.
That's basically a project that's looking to be developed near the Hammond Park area. They're looking to get a sewer easement from the city. I think Rodney has spoken with them on that and has a little bit more information than I do at this point, but looks like a good project if they can get it off the ground.
Ron, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, as far as sewer goes, in order to go gravity and avoid a pump station, they're having to come through the Hammond Park. That will come across one ball field. It'll be the ball field closest to Hubbard, which is road beside Dairy Queen that's got the gate now. They'll come through that ball field, tie into a manhole on the backside. If not, they'll put a pump station in, pump the Baker. If it went to Baker, it's going to turn around and come right back through the Hammond Park anyway, because it flows back to Dairy Queen and down Hubbard. So, but there's no issues on my side as far as the sewer goes.
We've looked at it from a legal perspective. We are going to possibly need to make some contact with the county. For those of y'all that will recall, we own the property of Hammond Park, but we entered into a long-term lease relationship with Walton County Parks and Recreation, and it's my understanding that it physically goes right through an actual ball field, not just the park proper. So we've reached out to the county. We don't have that finalized yet, but there would need to be a temporary construction easement given back to whatever Baker entity is doing this. And of course, we'd have to get appropriate insurance and indemnification issues in place, and we can arrange all of that. But really, it's a question of allowing them to put a sewer pipe that eventually we would take ownership of anyway across our dirt that we already own. So really, it's more of just allowing them to go ahead and put it in to avoid the pump station.
Any other questions for either Rodney or Patrick or Paul?
Are we going to have this information to act on it at the next meeting, or?
Yes, I reached out to the county attorney yesterday, but we were not unable to speak today. So our plan is to be able to tell you if there's any legal issues first. But as long as it's okay with basically the water and sewer department, then it's up to you guys, and then we'll make sure. And if there are any legal issues, we'll be able to tell you what they are next week.
So, do we incur any expense?
That's actually tied into the newer 18-inch line that was laid back in 04, 05. And we'll turn and tie into the new, the QDG job that we're currently doing. Trunk main turns on out to the Baker's property. So it'll be all new mains down below it. No impact.
And the alternative to this would be installing a pump station in another location, which probably in the long run would not be really beneficial to us or them.
Yeah, this would be a maintenance issue for us. So.
Any other questions on this issue? Okay, if not, that looks like it concludes our meeting for tonight. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Ms.